Good evening, guys. Welcome back to New Orleans, Louisiana. I am Benjamin.
I'm Sid.
And we are La Vie Nola. Thanks if you're just joining us for the first time, and of course to all our returning subscribers for joining in tonight. Tonight we are in the Garden District, and of course behind us is one of the most prominent restaurants in New Orleans today, Commander's Palace. We're going to go see if Commander's Palace, lives up to the hype.
We're looking forward to it. Commander's Palace has been here since 1893. Classic Creole cuisine. This is where chefs like Emerald, chefs like Paul Prudhomme got their start. So it is definitely a piece of our history, and we're excited to see where they stand today.
Let's go check it out.
You see that tile? It says 1880, but the real opening year was 1893. Turns out Commanders embraced the mistake with a cocktail called the Oops, because in New Orleans, even history tastes better with a splash of charm.
Here's our scene of Goodfellas. Just kidding. This is the Commander's Palace kitchen where you walk through from the bar. And this is where Chef Meg Bickford runs the show. She is their first female executive chef, blending bold innovation with Creole tradition since 2020. And then our walk through all of these beautiful and unique dining spaces. You can clue in on the wallpaper, which is extremely eclectic and unique, but every different room has its own feel. We sat here in the garden room, which has a beautiful view, and began our fabulous meal. This is the Crescent City Cooler. It's cane run rum, guava, lime juice, and ginger ale.
What do you think, by the way?
I like it. It's really nice.
I went with the Gold Rush, and this is bourbon, lemon, and honey, and it was as sweet as it sounds. Probably not my best choice, but a decent cocktail. Do I wish I would have started with the Sazerac? Yes, I do. The bread service pulled at the heartstrings a little bit. It was garlic bread, and that bread, Leidenheimer's. Good start.
I went with their signature turtle soup au sherry. It's the authentic Louisiana favorite with veal fond, egg, and crushed lemon. Once they bring it out to the table to you, they finish it with a splash of aged sherry. And this is everything I remember it to be. Absolutely delicious. It's got a very thick consistency, really punchy flavors, warm afternotes. Excellent.
So I went with the soup du jour. It was Gulf shrimp and leek bisque. It was more of a broth than a bisque, as our waiter did instruct us. That said, this was really nice. It was a powerful shrimp flavor. The leek was subtle. And then it, of course, had black-eyed peas in there, which added really a distinct and unique flavor to it. Commander's was offering a prefix menu this night, and part of this menu was the appetizer that was the bacon fat confit pork cheeks that our dining companions actually went with. This is Creole and heirloom tomatoes with crispy pork cheeks tossed in sun-dried tomato jalapeno pepper jelly over roasted garlic whipped Creole cream cheese, spicy arugula, and fried shallot rings, and a pressed basil oil. A mouthful, and apparently this was absolutely lovely. So our dining companions actually gave this a 5 out of 5. He said the meat was very tender, almost melted in your mouth, and the sauces added to the flavor, giving it a layered flavor experience. So thumbs up on the beef cheeks. Our aforementioned dining companions were actually celebrating a pretty momentous occasion this night, so the wine was flowing, as you see here, and we happily joined in. It was a lovely evening for all four. So again, part of the prefix menu, our dining companions went with the Café Pierre painted Texas quail for their entree. Bear with me, this is a long description. Charred chili smoked pork boudin stuffed quail over tangy bacon and apple cider braised Creole choucroute, which is sauerkraut with rustic roots. Crystal hot sauce pulp and sticky Grand Marnier and cognac jus. So he actually said that the quail he'd give a 4 out of 5 to. He said the bird was cooked perfectly with a nice crisp, and the boudin went well with it. However, he is admittedly a kind of a boudin snob, so he said it lacked just a bit of flavor, but 4 out of 5, still not bad.
Forgive us for the lengthy descriptions, but they like to give detail here at Commander's Palace. I got the Maggie's mushrooms crustade, and this is soft poached hen's egg and tremola charred St. Francisville mushrooms over crusty Bellegarde baguette with braised collard greens, shaved prima donna, charred sweet onion aioli, and drizzled with black garlic bourbon barrel soy sauce vinaigrette. And if that wasn't enough, I also opted at our server's recommendation to add that lump crab meat on top. And I have to say, I'm glad that I did. It was an incredible bite of food. The crab meat really helped cut through some of those thicker, heavier flavors. And it paired great with the collard greens, which isn't what I would have expected. But I really love this dish.
Okay, guys, this was the absolute star of the show, at least for me. This was the barbecued Duroc pork chop, charred summer corn, and Meliton slaw over barbecue spice rub tasso brine double cut Duroc pork chop, bacon fat confit sweet potato, a sweet corn miso creme fraiche, and Mississippi blueberry barbecue glaze. Guys, when I tell you this was a 5 out of 5 and not even close, I don't think you could add to this dish in any way to make it any better. By the way, the sweet potato, the bacon fat confit sweet potato that is, was a lovely, lovely addition to this as well. So I could not recommend this any more than I have since, and I'm dreaming about it still. You need to try this. Really? All of you need to try this. So if you guys are wondering how our rating system works, we do give one rating for entrees and appetizers and dessert. In this case, I gave the pork chop a 5 out of 5, and Sid went for 4 out of 5 for her dish, which equaled, of course, a 4.5. So just FYI, those of you wondering.
The bread pudding souffle really was an awesome dessert. The top was nice and airy, and I love the presentation. But once I got through the top of it, which was again wonderful, the bottom I didn't love as much. So I actually didn't finish the dessert, and whether I had to finish it or not kind of determines my rating, but definitely a solid choice.
I, on the other hand, went with the dessert du jour, which was a banana and coconut crumble with vanilla ice cream on top. This was absolutely wonderful, but I am a sucker for anything banana, so no surprise here. I gave this a 5 out of 5, and Sid rated the souffle the 4 out of 5, giving us a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The little bits of coconut that are cooked in there, amazing. Service at Commander's Palace is usually excellent, and this wasn't far off, actually. I do love the way that the dishes are all brought in this sort of choreographed or synchronized effort where no one feels left out when their entrees, apps, or even desserts come to the table. That said, there were a few issues tonight. It wasn't bad service. We did, though, feel a bit upsold sometimes, so just be careful when you're there at Commander's. That is something that when you're not expecting it can pop up on you. That said, we did give 4 out of 5 on the service this evening. All right, guys, so we are just returning from Commander's, and we forgot to do an outro, so.
Well, we had to get home. Our babysitter time kind of expired on us, so we needed to.
Very true.
We needed to get back, and one of our sons was counting down the minutes. So we decided to leave and kind of ran out to the car. So here we are.
It had nothing to do with the multiple cocktails.
Nothing at all. But overall, I think we had a wonderful time at Commander's Palace. I mean,
there's a reason why it's such a standard and it's such a beloved spot and a tradition, I should say, in New Orleans. And that's because, I mean, truly every dish was very, very tasty.
I thought it was phenomenal. I thought service was up there. Was it the standard of Antoine's that Antoine's is now set for us? No, they've kind of spoiled us.
Yes.
But it was good service still.
Service was good. The welcome into the restaurant, always like to bring attention to that, was very good. Very sweet girl at the counter, very kind, immediately acknowledged us, got us together with the rest of our party and sat pretty quickly. The lead server was very good. I mean, if you had to think about someone who was more confident about the meal we were about to be served, you wouldn't have found anyone that was more confident than he was. Very proud to work there.
And I'll say, sorry, but the whole staff, as you walk through the multiple dining areas, they would all acknowledge you. They would say, thank you for joining on the way out, and of course on the way in as well. Mm-hmm. So that was really phenomenal. It felt a little, higher class, Ritz-Carlton-esque, if you will. No one walked past you without acknowledging you. So I appreciated those little touches.
It is a special place to eat.
I do want to give a shout out to the chef, Meg Bickford. She is the first executive chef that is a woman. Mm-hmm. So that is pretty cool. And this is a restaurant that's seen the likes of, Amber Lagasse, Paul Prudhomme, Tori McPhail, some big names in the culinary world in New Orleans. So, she's doing well. But guys, we appreciate you tuning in, of course, to our vlogs. We really appreciate. This might have been a little different with the voiceover aspect tonight.
It was a little loud, but we also didn't want to intrude on anyone else's dinner. Yeah. So we still wanted to bring you the footage so you could see what the food was like. We'll obviously share how we feel about what the taste was, but wanted to be respectful at the same time.
Yeah, and moving forward, we'll kind of go back to our standard, but when we deem it necessary to go this way, this is the route we're going to go. So, once again, we appreciate you guys for liking. Please subscribe.
Please do. Take a moment. It's a free way to support us in this journey to continue to bring you the things that we love about living in New Orleans.
And as always, everybody have a good evening and
C'est la vie.